Right, first tip run. One of many, I'm assuming.
Yes,
hey?
very much so.
It's going to be a long journey to
Long
get,
process.
yeah. Anyway, let's go. One more stop to get the cardboard in, and then we're back to building the van.
I can't believe there's so much packaging for one kitchen.
So I'm assuming you've seen this sign behind some of our footage, and stick with us, we're going to tell you what's going on. So as you know, we've been living part-time in Vinnie for the last 18 months, 2 years, but our landlord has decided to sell our house that we've been staying in. So what better time to grab full-time van life by the horns and just take it on board. So that's right, we are now moving into Vinnie. You've probably heard us mention little snippets like 60 days to go or 50 something days to go in some of our footage, but I thought we'd explain that. So at the time I'm recording this, we have 30 days to get out of our property, which is fine. The van is not built yet. We're kind of up to putting tanks in and getting the shower and kitchen finalised. So it'll be ready before we go, but we've just got a lot of things to do. So we thought, why not make a video about transitioning from normal life, I suppose, to van life. What things you have to do, what things you have to consider, and I'll take you on a little journey from 30 days to go until the day we move in, and I'll show you what we had to do, and I think it's more than you'll realise. So all this stuff is actually going today, not the trailer behind, but we've got some furniture here and some...
Yeah, our outdoor furniture, our outdoor settings. Good tip if you want to get rid of stuff quickly, Facebook Marketplace, but it can be brutal. People say that they want it and then they don't turn up and do all other sorts of things. Many excuses. Prepared to be lowballed extremely. But like a lot of it is like, if it's only worth 10, 20 bucks, just give it away because people will come and get it. And it's out of your hair, and that's what you need if you're going to transition and you want rid of everything. You can sit around waiting for $20, or you can have it not sitting around at all. Anyway, back to it.
So as you're watching our van build series, this is also going on in the background. So there's a lot going on in our place. We've got the van, I'm filming for the van as well, and I'm trying to do this episode for you. There's just a lot of things going on in the background. I know you've seen our messy garage, but that's because we're trying to get rid of everything. When it comes down to it though, guys, there's only a certain amount of things you can actually sell. So we've got a lot of house stuff that we can either give away, we can throw out or sell. So what I want to bring to your attention is when you're moving from a house to a van, you don't have that whole one moving day where you can book a truck, put it all in the truck and just have that one or two or even just a weekend moving. So going through everything and working out how to actually do that is just another thing. I mean, today's mission is the kitchen. When Tim comes home, we're going to tackle that together because we just want to leave things here that we're going to use. We're still here for another 3 weeks. So we just want to keep just things here that we're going to use for those 3 weeks. So, you know, 2 cups, 2 bowls, 2 glasses. And we've actually got van stuff as well. So we don't want to pull it out of the van sort of area in the garage. So we're just using the stuff here, but we just have to go through everything and get rid of everything gradually. And I think Tim's going to come home and write a list. Actually, he was feeling quite overwhelmed last night. So he sat down, he's written a list of what needs to be done and the order it needs to be done in. So when he gets home, we'll get stuck into this kitchen. That's right, and we're gonna need a glass of wine for this. Tim's home now, so we're gonna get started. Are you ready to do the kitchen?
As ready as I've ever been.
It's a job, that's for sure.
Yes.
But I don't know, who needs like 12 plates and 13 cups?
Yes, why do we need all these pots, pans and cutlery? We just need 1 pot, 2 bowls. That's a lot of stuff. That's just one drawer.
It is actually amazing how much stuff you can accumulate in a house, so I'm glad we're making it.
Yeah, but to be fair, we've accumulated over several houses and we moved into one house from 2 houses, so...
Yeah.
I suppose we get going.
To be honest, people are kind of a bit upset that they're leaving behind a dishwasher. I am not, because they don't clean anything properly. So...
Not really.
No, they don't. From what I've seen.
Cup drawer.
So it's a really big day for us this morning. Most of our larger items are actually going to family members, or a family member. So we're just dismantling beds and getting everything sorted for the day. So the house is going to look pretty empty after this, but you know, it is what it is. Dismantling the bed?
Yes, the big dismantle. We'll get lots done today.
So we're just going to bring in the bed from the van for a bit.
We'll sleep on the floor like teenagers.
I think when they were saying, oh, it'll make you feel young again, it didn't mean sleeping on the floor with a mattress.
Yeah, you're going back to basics.
Going back to
When
basics.
you first started out in life.
Yeah. Oh well, we'll take you along for the ride today. So the majority of our stuff has now gone. So the bed is gone, the couch is gone. A few larger items also we've been able to move today. So we're about to go to the tip and offload all the rest of the stuff that we couldn't give away. It's just a start of many, I think. But what you will have to organise too is some storage. Things like your sentimental items like photos and just things that you don't want to get rid of. I keep a lot of cards and things like that, memorabilia from trips I've been on. Not a lot of stuff, but just enough to be able to hire something as cheap as we've got. I think it's $150 a month or something like that. But certainly not anything large, but we'll take you there as well and I'll show you. Our room, as you can see, looks very empty now. This is just our clothes we're taking in the van. We are going to bring in the mattress from the van and put it in here because, you know, we can't sleep out there just yet because all our clothes are in here. So after this morning's run, our place looks fairly empty now. We got a free truck from the Storage King, and when you hire a storage unit, and we haven't got a big one, mind you, we've only got one the size of a say a walk-in robe, that you get a free truck once a year, I think, once a year or once, to move stuff. So we had one this morning from 8 o'clock till 3, so hence the big rush today. So Tim has gone to the tip because we had a heap of stuff in the garage and a heap of stuff in here that we're just going to throw out because it's old. And then we'll go to the storage container and I'll show you what we've got. I'll let you know a few prices and what we decided to keep and what we haven't. I wouldn't suggest getting a big one because they're quite expensive, so really think about when you're going through your things, what do I need? Is it worth me paying money to store this every month? And that's what we had to do, and you know what? It's not a lot, it's just really just sentimental items. But anyway, we will take you there shortly. Look how small Pablo looks in our room now. Literally nothing left. I think I'm going to have to grab some camp chairs and put them in here so we can watch our TV at night. It's so weird, but if you don't do it in little spurts like this, it's going to be too overwhelming. I just want to talk a little bit about the reactions of people when you tell them we're going to be moving into the van, and we're also going to be house sitting as well. So, but when you first tell someone, oh, our house is for sale, we're going to be moving, or where are you moving to? And you say, oh, we're moving into the van. Their first reaction is, oh, because with the rental, if if you've been around or see the news, the rental market and the interest rates at the moment as well are just massively high, and there are families out there that are really struggling and really feeling the pinch. So when you say, "I'm moving into the van," the reaction is a little bit odd. So I am quick to say, "Oh no, it's our choice. We've been building the van for ages." And then they relax. I'm like, "Oh, okay, yep, okay, cool, blah blah blah." But the reaction, I don't think, is the same as what you would have gotten years ago. The reaction we're getting now is more accepting, and if we're doing it out of necessity or out of want of living in a van, I think it's more accepted now that a lot of people have taken that path in life. People have realised, stuff just holds you back, and the sense of freedom when you actually get rid of all of your stuff. And the happiest place, or the happiest time in my life, was when I was traveling in London, especially because that's where I went first, and everything that I owned was in my backpack, and I was so happy because I could go anywhere, I could do anything. Yeah, well, with my oyster really. And that's what I want to get to again, and it won't be exactly the same because we are restricted in certain areas with Pablo and with the van and that sort of stuff. But this first step of getting rid of all our worldly possessions and just traveling with basic necessities, exactly what we need, is just such a good feeling. Every time that we fill up a car, take it to charity, and we sell a few items, it's just like, wow, it's not only are we helping people, but we're just sort of relieving us from that anchor, I guess. And I cannot wait to just have everything we own in that car. It's going to be great. I'm just going to wait till Tim gets back now, and I'll take you to this storage facility where we've got our little tiny storage that we haven't got much in there at the moment because most of the stuff we've still got to sort out, but I'll show you how big it is, and I'll let you know what you get with your money. Third trip for you today?
Yes, it is my third trip.
We'll get it done eventually, but
it's nice. It may be a lot of trips, but it's nice to see the stuff disappear.
That's right. At home, it's just empty, isn't it?
And then he's like, and we're only putting stuff that we want to keep in storage. So.
Yeah.
Sandra enters a secret code that she does not know.
Oh, I'm guessing. So behind me is the size unit that we've got. It's only the size of a walk-in robe. But it's not too bad. It gets everything we need in there, hopefully. We're not planning on keeping too much, are we?
No, we're not planning on filling it, but we need a little bit of room.
Yeah, but we only need stuff that we absolutely need. So for one of these units, we're paying $160 a month.
You do get a free removals truck to move in.
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier.
The whole day.
For the whole day, and we needed it too. So it's really good how they do that. It's quite a big place actually. If you look down one of these halls, it just seems to go forever with everyone doing similar things that we're doing. Yet another thing ticked off the list.
Mm-hmm. It's a very big list.
Yeah. Alright, home for dinner. Oh, good morning guys. So we're closer and closer to the D-Day now, and it's coming to a point where our house is so full of stuff, and we keep saying, oh, that'll fit in this kind of drawer, or that'll fit in this cupboard. But how many things have we said that about? So I'm going to see if I can transfer some of the stuff over to the van and see what actual space we have, because when you look at it separately in these rooms, our stuff is spread out everywhere and it looks a lot, and I don't think it's going to fit. So we need to find out this really early so we can do more runs to Lifeline and that sort of thing. So we did, during the week, Tim had cancelled our electricity, water, gas, all that sort of stuff, and told him the end date. And that's another thing you'll have to do as well. Yeah, and we've done a few Lifeline runs and a couple more rubbish tip runs. But we've still got so much more to do. But I just want to see how much we have to sort out. Let's get to it. It's going to be a long day. Oh, yeah. So the first thing I want to do is line the drawers so we don't ruin them. We don't want to ruin nice new drawers, so let's get that started. So I've got most of the kitchen stuff, well, say most of the kitchen stuff, some of the kitchen stuff in. It looked pretty good at the front. I'm just mucking around with my clothes now. So just to iron out a few little things, like I realised I'm going to have to pare down on the old sock area. No one needs that many socks, you've only got 2 feet. Just because it takes up too much room, and putting things in the van actually helps you realise how much stuff you actually do have, and we have to pare down even further. And I thought I wouldn't struggle with this part of it, but I am. And Tim said he's going to put his clothes in this afternoon when he gets home from work. Tell you what, it's a mission. More socks! So today is all about this garage, or well, it's always been about the garage, but further removal of stuff from this garage. It seems to be such a never-ending task. We've just got so much stuff in there, but today we're filling up the cars, taking another couple of loads to the tip and another couple of loads to Lifeline. It's just the never-ending sorting. It's like, what do you do with it? Well, it's so much stuff. It's like, what do you do with it? How do people end up with so much clutter? And I'm sure if you look around where your area is, you'll have a lot of stuff as well. So what amazing finds have you found in your search for?
I've just got so many power tools that I've not used for years, and all the corded ones. So like all my woodworking ones, they're okay because you know you keep them all in one place. But like I've got electric drills and stuff that I don't use anymore because
you're giving them to charity then?
Well, charity, you can call my son charity, but yes. Yeah, a lot of it's going to charity. A lot of it's like the main power tools, which you can't really give away. It's just I'll just hand down to the kids.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they'll enjoy them.
What a task.
We're getting it.
So as you can see, we have made loads of progress today. The garage is looking great. We've done one tip run and we've got a full load to go to charity and another tip run to do. Another stop to our storage facility. So yeah, looking really good. Until the next day, we update you. But we are going somewhere fun tonight. I'm a big lover of 90s music, and I reckon it's the best era for music by far. So we're going to a 90s dance party tonight. So excited! So I'm in the city today and I just wanted to talk to you about setting up a place or somewhere that you can receive your mail. Now I had done a bit of research on this and it's a little bit hard because banks and registration of your driver's license and all that need to be on an actual residential address. Now we've set up a postal address for our actual mail, but we've had to ask a family member if we can use their address for companies that require physical addresses. Now, if you don't have this option, I have read that you can actually ask caravan parks if you stay there for, say, a month or a bit over a month, you can ask them to use their place as your residential address. All you need to do is get them to write you a letter saying that you're living there for a certain amount of time. So that's the only option I can really come to in regards to a residential address when you're traveling. There are places that can receive mail for you or open the mail for you and things like that. But in regards to a residential address, you really need to ask a family member if they can vouch for you in that area. Like we're very fortunate in that area that we can actually do that. But in the meantime, for our mail, we've decided to go for a post office box, and somewhere in a central location where Tim and I can get to, or both get to quite easily. And we've also set it up early because we don't want to set up a redirection. Now, I don't know how much they are. I remember years ago it was like $100. I'm not sure how much it is now, but we set it up quite early so we can get the transfer of everything we needed to across to our PO box. So let's go and see if we've got any mail. And we do. But yeah, again, make sure you set it up early so you don't have to pay the redirection fee. Well, good morning, guys. I just wanted to talk to you about a little bit about pets and if you work. Now, I do work and I do have to go into town on the occasion. So what you have to think about is if you have an animal and you're traveling and you're not working online or anything like that, you're gonna have to find somewhere to someone to look after your animals. At the moment, as you know, I use the dog cottage. It's a fantastic little place. She looks after them like her own little babies, and I know absolutely for sure that he's fine all day, and when I go away for long periods of time when I'm not allowed to bring a dog, he's fine with her as well. So I am going to have her look after Pablo when I'm at work, and I've done this before. He actually goes to the dog cottage once a week already. So when I go to work now, when I'm in the van, I'm going to have to leave him with her. She's waving at me. Leave him with her a little bit more just so I can do my job. But let's get him inside. Right, now he sort of like to sit there and have a chat to her before I leave, and I'll be back later to pick him up. So let's go to work.
8 hours later.
So I'm just heading down to pick up Pablo after the day at work, but I just wanted to mention that there are a lot of places that you can't take dogs either in Australia, so lots of national parks. I'm sure it's the same around the world, and even if you have to leave them for 4 or 5 hours, it's best to keep them safe out of the heat or out of the cold in some people's cases, and get someone to look after them. I mean, there's heaps of places to put them. In Australia we have Pet Cloud, Mad Paws, there's doggy daycares up and coming around the Brisbane and Gold Coast areas were the areas that I know. But yeah, I believe I found the dog cottage on Facebook as an ad, and yeah, never looked back from there once I found her, because I've had a few bad experiences as well. Please look out for your furry pets. So let's go get little Pablo and find out how his day was. Let's go home. Well, let's go home to where? Let's go to our temporary home, let's say. Let's see what Tim's up to. So today's the day, folks. We are moving into the van tonight. because we've got to bond clean in our house tomorrow. And we have the whole house clear, so it's just, we've still got so much stuff left over. But we're getting through it. So I'll bring you inside and I'll show you still what we've got left over. Tim making the bed. The kitchen still, because we're still using that kitchen. Still got a washing machine, and this is our room. It's pretty empty, but not empty enough. It's gonna be a big night. The next few days were more decluttering, which led to more Lifeline trips and storage trips. More Bunnings visits, which meant last-minute rush building. But we did get there in the end. But you will have to wait till next week to see all that. So that's it from us this week. I hope we've given you some little insight into what happens when you're transitioning from a home to a van, and hopefully it helped you just a little bit. But stay tuned for next week as we continue. I think it's our last weekend in the van, so exciting times. See you next week.